All right, I also want to build an exhaust for the truck today. Kind of. Eventually, I want to build a whole exhaust from literally headers back, put some fresh V-bands up front. But I'm not doing that yet. But I also don't like how quiet the truck is. So I'm going to change that today. And these are my 4 options. I've got this one, which is the quiet one that was on the truck that I've been dailying it with pretty much. I've got this one. Which is the loud one. It's a dual tip. It comes like right out the side here. It's a dual tip, but obviously not true. And it was off the Audi. Pieces were off the Audi, and that had to be cut and clearance for that. So it's not like great. Obviously, none of these are great. This is actually off the Miata. It's a Flowmaster, but it came off the headers of the Miata into the Flowmaster, and then pretty much straight pipe back. And then this was on the Miata at one time a while ago. It was behind this because there was another V-band, and so I could double these up on the Miata if I wanted. Then I messed with it, obviously. But this guy here is the one we're going to go with, this little Flowmaster. I have a V-band kind of like right behind the doors, like right in there somewhere underneath, that I can swap the muffler, the tip, whatever you want to call it, out real easy. And I've been running it quiet for a while because I have a quiet that is double mufflers. I'll show you here in a second. And I have a loud, which is literally just straight pipe. And both aren't great. They're like extremes of the system. And the quiet's actually really good for road trips and stuff. It does a really good job. But the loud is just kind of raspy and high-pitched. So I don't think I'm feeling froggy enough to bring the tips out of the rear again. But I could do something with these tips from the Audi, which would be kind of cool. You know, have a little Miata part, a little Audi part. And then I could do the better version of that fake dual, and I could do something like this to where they're kind of sitting back in, you know, right before the wheel well or something. Could even angle them up with the body line if I wanted. But I don't know. I'm gonna get this Flowmaster cut and put a V-band on it so I can just put it to the truck how it's supposed to be. See how far it sits, see where I'm gonna go from there. All right, we're definitely not like a exhaust shop, but I'm gonna work with what I got. I got a little flux cord welder that I'm borrowing from a buddy. I've used it like 150 million times. So these welds aren't going to be like the prettiest, but they're definitely going to hold and they're definitely going to work. This is what I got so far. Got where it goes into the existing on the truck. It's going to angle up because Lexi decided for me that it's going to go over the axle again instead of dumping in front of the wheel how I had it there. So it's going to come out right around here somewhere probably. I don't even know yet, to be honest. This is going to get redone in the future. Like I said, I plan on building a full pipe, having metal bent specifically for this and stuff. Probably a little bit nicer material. But I like to play. I like to move it. So I got to go up to the pipe pile real quick, see what else I've got. Because I can probably make this work. Like, I know I can, you know what I mean? But I got to see what I have up there for sure. All right, so I've got some big inch stuff, like 3 inch, 3 inch, 3 inch, 3 inch. I'll take this down. I can take this here down. I want to save the 3 inch for other stuff because pretty much everything I do in the future is going to be right around the 3 inch mark, I would bet. And it's nicer pipe. It's not all of it's not nicer pipe, but I could make a tip or something out of 3 inch possibly, depending on how I end up doing that there. So I might be back up to the pile, but for now, I'll take this. All right, I'm obviously under the truck. This is that V-band I was telling you about that goes up into the Y-pipe. Coming out of the V-band, we got our Flowmaster going back, going up over. This took me a couple tries and it's still not right. This weld, that weld, and that weld all just have tacks, and I'm gonna let this hang.
I'm gonna do a hanger off of here, but I'm gonna let this hang and rework from there back, because obviously that's going straight into the spare tire. Can't have that. So that's gonna kind of duck off and go down that way. But I don't have to finagle everything in and out a bunch of times, so I'm gonna basically start fresh from there and go back.
All right, I got the, obviously what I showed you, all welded up. And I started it with everything tacked, so obviously it had a lot of leaks. I don't know what it's gonna sound like yet. So I'm going to let this cool. I'm gonna clean up the tip that I might use. I'm gonna slap this on the truck once this cools down a little bit. Listen to it, decide if I wanna cut that resonator off or not, and then put some tips on. Here's the tips, little before and after. Obviously they're not like great. The mothers I'm using pulled the blue off them, which I'm kind of fine with. The blue's a little gaudy, to be honest. They're off of the blue car, the Audi that I used to have. And I don't know. I thought maybe since they're like an actual tip, they might look good with the truck, and they got a little angle to them. So I'm gonna like test fit it to see what it would look like. I don't know. But yeah, I've got them. It'd be cool. I could throw them on, be like from the blue car, and then the resonator stuff from the Miata. A little bit of it all, but we just have to see what it looks like fitted up. All right, I'm not a big fan of how exhausts look, so I ended up ditching the tips and just painting the end black and kind of pointing it out the rear. But in here, it doesn't look too bad. It's got a little shiny piece right there, kind of. It's away from the spare enough, I think. I can wiggle it and it doesn't hit it. It should be fine. I don't know. Up under here. You can see it. There it is. So, I'm going to set you up and we're going to hear this first start, the first real start together. I'm going to listen to it back and see what I think about it, but I don't know. It seems a little quiet. I probably could have done without the second resonator. What are you going to do, I guess? Too daggone quiet. Even the mom thinks so. She says, "Straight pipe this hoe." All right, here we are. This is what I shortened it. I basically just cut that resonator off, put a little flared piece. That you'll be able to see in here through the fender well. So that's kind of why I painted it black. I also just don't really like the look of exhaust, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. So since I'm going to be redoing it sometime, I don't know. Anyway, figured I'd just paint it black. It helps hide some of that nastiness because it's flex cored and you just can't get away from it.
Alrighty, that's what's up. We got a hanger on her. I'll show you from the outside what it looks like, but we're sitting in here. Probably going to be done.
I haven't driven it yet to decide if I like it, but I'm tired of working on it, so I'll probably be done anyway. Here's what she looks like from the outside. It's kind of hidden away. You can see that it's bright, but that I painted black so it blends in a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. I like it better than when it came out down there, so good deal. We're headed to the car wash. I just cleaned this thing out. We're gonna go to the car wash, get a little just pulled into the car wiggly waggly. Slow these windows down for the one time. What do you think? Should I give it a oomba? Oh, she crackled like a daggone. Lexi said to give this thing some nos, so I'm gonna two-step her through the square here. Cause that's tuner, bro. Tuner. Of course, it'd be another red light that turned green as I pulled up to it, bro. Let this guy get in front of me a little bit. Oh yeah, bro, that's tuner, bro. You think that's tuner, bro?
Oh, tuner bread.